Well, good evening. Welcome to a special edition of Flying with Mike, YouTube only, as we look at the KC46 sitting on the line here in St. Louis. Actually, Scott Air Force Base to be exact, but you can easily find it by going to St. Louis. Look east. Very nicely done. The um, colors here of the KC46. Granted, some things missing. Partially because the flight factor model just doesn't include them, but overall, really well done. As we take a look at it here real quick, this is going to be sort of a short hop for it. We're going to do about an hour flight, folks, over to McConnell Air Force Base over in Kansas. Now, folks, this is the flight factor 3 or 6. Let me try that again. 767-300 freighter. So you have to have, stand by, let me make sure I get it right, the extended version at a minimum. So you get the professional, but if you go up to the next level, the in between, you'll then get the 767-200, 300 ER. Both of those are ERs, and then the freighter as well. You got to have that so that you have, all of these details here. So I think it's a phenomenal. Of course, you select your engines, and of course, the Air Force doesn't fly with winglets. So, all right, so there you have it, folks. Again, we're going to be flying to McConnell Air Force Base over in Wichita, where these are actually, well, I want to say built. I could be wrong there, but I do know that was the first operating wing slash squadrons, however big they are now. I know they've been around a few years now. See them occasionally here at Scott Air Force Base. I work across the way at the civilian side at MidAmerica, so we see them touching and going or coming into Scott and going out of Scott. So, all right, so let's hop up into the bird and get her going. All right, we are powered up to some degree here, folks. We're doing a quick flight here for Simulated Air Force. They're one of the many VAs I'm a part of, believe it or not. And we're just out giving them a quick flight here over to Wichita. So bear with me here. I'm going to come up on VATSIM, and so that way we get credit for it. So bear with me as I get that going. Make sure our information is there. And all right. Oh, not taking off at 1320. We are taking off at 0. Let's call it 0250 at the latest. All right. Altitude will be 30,000 feet, folks, and an alternate of Kansas City. Bear with me a second here. I need thing to fill in. Just in case a controller decides to pop in, I have all my ducks in a row. No geese mixed up in them. Okay, there we go. All right, flight plan's in. We're connecting up to there right now. You're going to see me in here as SIMAF 18. So if you look for me, under. Let's put that in there for fun of it. Okay, connecting. All right. So we're in there now. Okay, so let's real quick, we're going to do this rapid fire style because we got a lot to do in a short amount of time, folks. So let's get the sim toolkit up here. Let's take a look at this flight, shall we? Real quick, you can see what we're doing. We're going to come out to Vichy, over to DOSOA, and then in on our descent into the airport. Real simple. Lindy 8 departure out of here. Weather here in St. Louis is not bad. Clear skies. However, Over yonder in McConnell's Air Force Base, well, we're 020 at 7, overcast 9,500, and we got drizzle. However, I saw a little bit, you can see it right on the edge of the screen. I'm not going to scan out for you getting a picture of what's going to be coming. All right, real quick on the flight plan here. Wow, this changed. Wow, I haven't used this option in a while, folks. I like this. All right. Well, we'll try it with other ones and see how they come up. All right, today's flight, folks, again is Sim Air Force 18 and the KC46. Trying to find some info. We're looking at a cost index of 80. Winds are there, and looks like a pretty good flight here. Find our passage. It's been a while since I've used this one, so bear with me. Passengers were like right up here, front page. It's not. They don't put those on here anymore. Times and weights. Here we go. Passengers 3, cargo 86.3. So you'll get your weights there. Your fuel, we're planning 28,900 pounds. This is really nicely done now. Usually I use the loadout sheet, that's why. So passengers 3, we're not taking any, we're taking cargo back. So, all right, 1,000 pounds to taxi, 28,900 to fly, and 30,000 feet. All right, so there you have it, folks. Real quick, I want to go through NavGraph real quick, just to show you guys. There's our last flight flown. Click import, sim brief, click there, and poof, there's our route. Overlay the weather. See what I'm talking about out here. Got a nice little line of thunderstorms we're going to work our way through to get in there. So that'll be front and foremost that we worry about on the way in. So we'll see how this works out. Otherwise, a beautiful flight ahead of us. Okay, and finally, Lindy 8 is down here. Here's our departure, just so you can see it. The game plan always is to go to St. Louis, but we usually get vectored onto it by Claire and then down to Vichy, and then we'll head out to Dodza. Lastly, for taxi out of here, 32 left is going to be our runway, 8,000 feet long. So we'll probably come back on the main ramp to Gulf, up to Gulf to Alpha, and then go. That's pretty typical out of here. Now, if we were going to Europe, we'd head over to MidAmerica for the 10,000 foot runway. All right, we're planning one right in McConnell, so we could start looking at what we have available. Might go with, let's take a look here real. We could think about the, what is this? Air Capital flight line. Okay, we could think about one left, especially if then it looks like there's ILSs. But right now, we'll just kind of leave that in the air for now. RNAV to one right for Simhul, and in might just do that. We'll see how the weather and all looks when we get there. All right. Let me just click cancel and click here to get us back to the airport and stand by, folks. Actually, we're going to switch runways. Okay, that didn't do what I wanted. Oh, I clicked in the wrong spot. 3-2 left. All right, so we're going to come off the Scott run. All right. Click that closed, and let's get rid of Sim Toolkit, and let's get flying with, shall we? Again, this is just for you all on YouTube. If you would, click that subscribe and like button, folks. Gosh, we love when we see that. It also lets me know you love the content you're seeing. So, all right, so let's get after it here. Okay, so I need to start working. Oh, got one more thing. Make sure we follow the checklist. Fly too many planes in the flight sim world, folks, that I've got to have these to help me figure out what I need to do in them. All right, so we have the airplane set up. Let's bring in the EFB. All right, so we have stairs, chocks, LSU, that's your baggage loaders, GPU, ground power unit, get the fuel truck in here, ACU for air conditioning and the loading. Let's perform maintenance first. All right, now we're going to be putting 3 peeps on here. And then what I do, now this is what Captain Mike here does. He takes what the estimated zero fuel weight's going to be, 930, minus, that's a 284930. We're going to subtract current zero fuel, so 233,400. Oh wait, we're in pallets. Oh, I'm dumb. Hang on, I'm dumb. Hang on. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I misread. I'm thinking passengers. We have 86,300. Divide that by 9,800 equals 8 pallets. There we go. All right, so now we're about 2,000 pounds short, folks. Now I'll do 284,930 minus, hang on, now we're 276, 400. So we're going to load on 8,500 pounds of, okay, and I'm going to explain this here in a second. This is a little unique setup here. Okay, what we've got here is we got 8 pallets. Each pallet in this plane, okay, doesn't weigh 8,500 pounds. Each pallet is already pre-configured in the software to 9,800 pounds. If you drop it to 1, get rid of the cargo weight, you'll see it when you add the next one on. It's 9,800 pounds. So you'll have, so you take your cargo load, slash it by 9,800, take that number or put your pallet number in. Then what I do is take what the zero fuel weight sim brief came up with, minusing what I'm at right now. Make sure to take that cargo weight out first like I did. Otherwise, you're going to still be off. And then enter it. And then you're set up. Now we're going to put 28,930 in the fuel. That's what SimBrief calculated for us to be able to make McConnell get up to Kansas City if we need to, plus 45 minutes of fuel. All right, now we optimize. That's why the CG Mac you noticed was red. It's not optimized. Now it shifts it around so it'll be in the plane properly, and then we start loading. And for the most part, we're done. Again, minimum, got to have stairs, got to have the LSU fuel truck and the loading unit, and those doors appropriate open. Otherwise, it's going to give you an error. All right, so we're done here. Let's start into the crust of the flight planning, or of the pre-flight. Okay, so we've already got the parking brake on. If you want to verify, come down here. Okay, you're not going to be able to see it here, so we just come down, parking brake pulled, you see the light on. Okay, next up, batteries, right here. I like to make sure the cover is down so I don't accidentally bump it in flight. Auto, bus ties auto, utility auto, I'm sorry, on, gens on. Not going to worry about the APU, get our lights all set up because we are going to be in clouds. So we definitely want to make sure we're set there, and we'll get the cargo lights up. And today is an even day, so oh no, it's an odd day. So well, yeah, we'll go even or odd. So we'll go with the odd numbers, okay? And then turn on our heat emergency lights, get those armed, and get our cargo bay set up here. Okay, on. Okay, so we're minimally set up now. I like to get my engine controllers already on and my mid or electric pumps up and running. Okay, we're set to go. Next up, let's get the INS going, or IRS. Not to be confused, folks, with those guys that love to steal our money and get away with it in the government. All right, so align. Why did we move this to HDG? Very simple. As soon as the first one goes to align, if not then the second one, we're going to get a time up here. That's what the number will mean. How many minutes till we align? 7 minutes. Then we just go to nav. All right, and then we've got the IRS system getting aligned. And I'm going to go ahead and kick a pack over to start cooling or warming us. And okay, so all right, so we are ready to begin the preliminary part of the FMS. So we make sure our airnac's correct with the correct dates. Got a ways now. Just did it a couple days ago, the update. We'll have another one October 5th, correct model, and so forth. Now we go here, put in our airport, KBLV, and our GPS is just fine here. Route, KBLV, KIAB. And we'll go ahead. I put my call sign in here, folks. You put whatever you want, if you want. It's not a required field. Into flight number. Okay, next up, we know we're going off 32 left on the Lindy 8 to Vichy, VIH route. You can tell I fly around here quite a bit. All right, log. So, wait, not legs, my bad. Next up, off Vichy. Our next flight plan is DOSOA. So it's Delta Oscar Sierra Oscar Alpha. And folks, guess what? That's it. We'll activate, execute. Okay, now the flight plan's actually loaded into the computer. Go back to route. And we'll again make sure active. Okay, route. And as far as I go is here, double check 289. That's probably a disparity between empty weights, folks, or something in the loading that's made it 9,000 or 5,000 pounds heavier. We'll go with it. Reserve fuel. Yeah, pull up Sim Toolkit here since it's here. All right, when you're on the Lido, this is the default version of a flight plan you're going to get. And it's just very simple. If you don't change a thing when you go into SimBrief, this is the format you're in. In your fuel, come down. You're going to see down here right at the bottom underneath reason for PIC extra, pilot and command extra. Then you're going to get FMC info. Now here's your different numbers to help you out so you don't have to do the math. And this is the one I use, your final, FIN, reserve, RES, plus alternate. Okay, because remember, you got to make it to McConnell. So you got to have at least that much fuel. You got to have enough fuel if you got to divert to Kansas City after a shot of one approach. Okay, so we got to have that. That's minimum. And the FAA says, wait. You still got to have 45 minutes of fuel once you land in Kansas City. So there you go. 14.1 will be our reserve. And I didn't show you that because you know what? Loose nut behind the wheel here. All right, so again, here's your LIDO format that I was talking about. Whatever you do, and if you don't change the OFP operating flight plan format, this is what it looks like. Right at the top is your planned fuel. Right here is your final reserve plus alternate, 14.1. Again, what I said is what it takes into getting to McConnell, getting to your alternate, and having 45 minutes of fuel. So that's what we'll put in right in here. 14.1. Military guys. Another way to look at that, if memory serves right, and I haven't used the term in quite a while, joker is the same term. You're still able to make your alternate or your diverts. Bingo, you're like you need to be on the ground. So if that helps you guys out, since we are flying for Sim Air Force, let's put some military terms to work here. Correct me if I'm wrong, military pilots, please. Down below in the comments, love to hear it. I love it when I'm wrong. Okay, there's our cruise altitude and our winds for the flight. Again, 264 at 38. 264 diagonal 38. 80 for the cost index. And we'll go ahead and put 2,000 feet, but we're not going to step climb. And that's as far as I go until we're aligned. Let's look up top to see how much longer. 3 minutes. Okay. Perfect time. Because before I go on and finish up this, I want to finish the FMC first. Let's bring in Top Cat. We're going to get that set up for the flight. All right. Fun little tool here, folks. It is payware. So just so you know, this is a payware item. Look it up. It's part of a package if you want to use it with Professional Flight Planner, or you can use it standalone like we're going to do. Select your tail number. You've got a database you can set up. Your hangar can be put in here. I mean, go through and see what aircraft they have. But some of them, they've got actually all of the interesting projections so you can actually get a good takeoff piece of paper to work with. All right, so we'll go to weight and balance with this plane. Let's put up here SIMAF 18, KBLV, KIAB, and over here we'll put KMCI. All right, first thing we got to put in here, 1, 2, 3. Then we bring this up till we're close to our number we put in. We'll put 2893. Just watch your zero fuel weight over here, folks. Okay, we're close right there. 2893. All right. So we'll drop it by 700 pounds. What I'll do is just go here, see how that does. We need 300. Yeah, 300. So let's drop another 200 here. And poof, close enough. What do you say? Government work works? Okay, we need 29 or 28,930. So 28,930 goes in here. 1,000 pounds for taxi. Trip fuel. Now that one you got to get also from Sim Toolkit at 12,897. And you're going to be close. And as you just noticed, everything aligned. You should have seen that. Let me double check. No, you did not. We're covered up. I'll get rid of it. So now we're aligned. Okay. Let's finish this up real quick, though. It doesn't take long. All right, so we're finished on this page. Now, the neat thing it's going to give us, okay, this one it won't because it's not fully spec'd properly. We'll go to the takeoff page. Put in an update. Then it's going to give us our winds. Basically, the METAR will come up for you, but in the boxes, it'll fill in. Wind here is calm. Temperature of 17 degrees. And QNH 1018 for those that work in the HEPA world. I work in the 3005 world. All right, and I'll explain what I did here in a minute. Okay, so there you have the basics, and we're on 32 left. 8,000 foot runway, that's 150 feet long, and so forth. Okay, we'll come back to this in a moment. Just wanted to get it ready. All right, now with our IRS aligned, go back, not to that one, too far, and take our display selector back to what you're used to seeing, coordinates. Okay, good up here. Now I'm going to come down, bear with me here, folks. I've got to change these to where it doesn't hurt my eyes. I do not like the default, but that's okay. Now we're not seeing it like a HSI, we're seeing it like a nav display. Okay, so we left off with the performance page. So we're at the performance initialization. Now we'll bring TopCat back in. Because the next page, we're going to need data that's going to come off of it to verify. Click takeoff. Go ahead, put in your CG by just clicking the line select, the left line select right by the words. Okay, we'll get the thrust, the flaps here in just a second. Before we go any further, click next page. Some of you, I'm not meaning to be rough, are lazy and don't touch this page. To me, this is real. You guys want to fly, as you say, so real, it's unbelievable. Why don't you do this page? I'll tell you why, because this is the toughest one to put in. Boom. How hard was that? Ooh. But if you got a wind, it's calculating this, folks. I also can now do slopes. We used to not be able to do this in Flight Sim. Folks, they gave this to us. Use it. Up 0.3. It helps get your data even closer. And we're showing 18, so we'll put that in there, even though it says 17 here. Click next page. How hard was that? So I don't mean to be rough with some of you, but man, that is the easiest pages to fill out. ZEBO and PMDG folks, put in your wind and your heading. It's simple. So anyway, I'm off my soapbox. We're not going flaps 15. We're going to go flaps 5. All right. Thrust. Now, this is an interesting animal, folks. This takes it, when you put a temperature in higher than what you're at now, you're actually going to force the engine to actually come down slightly in power. Still enough to put you in flight, still enough to keep you climbing to altitude. That's what the electric engine controllers do that we turned on. They keep it in the right power group. But you're not mashing that engine at 100+% on the N1. You're keeping it D-rated, pulled back to save the wear and tear on those multi-million-dollar pieces of equipment that are your lifeblood in the air. If they die, you good. So, all right, so you're on takeoff. You filled this in. We're not going to run with anti-ice. We'll keep the air conditioner on, set whatever, and compute. And what it's going to give you is the temperature that I was talking about here. Okay, if we go, look at that. You thought I was kidding. 107% on the fan blade right up front. N1. Now, if I put 56 in there, we'll just say if I go with this one, we'll have it down to 98%. Little less wear and tear on the parts. And we'll eat up enough runway to leave 100 feet behind. I'm going to do that just to see if it does it. So 56. Now let's check our V speeds, see if they're close. 137, that's not bad for V1. 146, I mean, folks, we're coming in pretty close on the numbers. So what I'm going to do is go with these. So for V1, 139. Do y'all know what V1 is? 41. Y'all should know what rotate is. Pretty much said it. And then V2. You know what? I'm going to go with what it tells me. Okay, so V1's your safety speed, folks. That is the speed up to that point. If something happens that cannot get the plane in flight, reject the takeoff. Pass it, you're committed to flight. Rotate, folks, that's when you pull the nose off the runway. V2 is the speed. If you had a 50-foot obstacle right then, you could clear it. At that speed, the climb angle would be enough. All right, there you go. And again, we'll have 117 feet of the runway left if all of this and the profile match. There's a lot to that, folks, but hey, you never know. And that, folks, gets your FMC programmed. All we got left here is the remainder of this checklist. So let's get up top here and get after it. All right, so we're not going to turn on the yaw dampers yet. You'll see why in a minute. We've got our hydraulics already taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and start closing the airplane up. So close, close, and close. All right, we're going to leave just the main door open. Let's go to airplane, or ground, sorry. We'll get rid of LSU, fuel truck, and loader for now. Explain in a minute why the rest stayed. Okay, so we can now kick these on. That's your cargo heat. Coming down, engine start. We're on number 1. I take odd days, put it on the odd number, even, put it on the even. Here's our fuel. Kick the left pump on. Let's go ahead, fire up the APU. Coming on down, everything looks good. Seatbelts to on. And everything, equipment cooling to auto, we're on 1. And we're pretty well set. Okay, we'll let the APU come alive. And you can follow it, folks. If you put your bottom screen here, that's what this display is for. I can put engine or I can put it on status. Now it's telling me 65%. It's spooling up much better than when it first came out for X-Plane 12. It just like, boom, blink your eye, you're at 100%. Whoa, that's not right. Same with the engine spool up. All right, so there we are at 100. See, it's even going over. And then back down. So, all right, so we got the APU good. Let's click on the generator and come off the external power. You're going to get a flicker, and that's the changing from one power source to the other. Now we're under what's called internal APU power, and we're going to click the APU bleed, and that's going to bring up our air to be able to start the engines and heat and cool the aircraft. Okay. And with the ground power away, let me show you another way you can do it. So you don't have to go up here. You have this nice little tablet here. Click ops ground. So we're done with the GPU and the ACU. Almost completely done. All right, and then finally, we just got to close up all doors, start our ACARS program, which I'm doing right now. Bear with me, it's part of the checklist. Believe it or not, it's actually in there. It just takes a couple minutes for mine to spool up. Maybe. Wow, this is the longest it usually takes. There we go. Flights. All right, and fly, VATSIM. Get our flight route in here real quick. And we'll just go okay, and start. All right, so we can now completely close up the plane, folks. We get outside. All right, so you can take a look at it here. All we got left is the stair truck and the doors and the chocks. So again, I'll just come up to plugins, click here, ground. Actually, I'm going to do airplane first because it just seems to me the right thing to do. That's moving a little fast, but not too bad. Okay, door is sealed. Now we can get rid of the stairs, and all it's going to do is disappear. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the chocks. All right, we're ready to go, folks. Okay, all doors are closed, ground equipment's removed, left and right packs off. I'm going to go ahead and go here with the beacon so I don't forget. Off and off. What that does, you see how our pressure now is above 40? Plenty to start the aircraft up. All right, so what I'm going to do is now move this over, and I'm going to set you to progress just for, I'm going to set you to legs. All right, so now I have plenty of pressure to start. We're going to start number 2 first. We're going to watch N2 come up, and when it hits this magenta line, it's a little easier here on the eye, then I'm going to come down and move the start switch up. Okay, so it looks a little like this. Get that out of the way. All right, so we're off on, and you have to have the packs off. You can't do it packs on. Okay, engines are spooling, or engine. Here, I'll blow this up a little bit. You see how it's coming up? Okay, we just crossed it. Fuel switch on. You can watch it spooling up. Okay, and then once we stabilize, we repeat the process for the other one. Pull these out of the way. Okay, we're at the magenta line. Engine 1 fuel switch up. Should get a light off. We see the light there. And that flicker again, folks, is the transfer. Now, engine 1 is on the bus. Engine 2 was already, we were doing other things. So now you see the full switchover has occurred. I know why the delay. Okay, I didn't have the fuel pumps on. Make sure you turn those fuel pumps on. That's why engine 1 lit off like it did. Okay. Okay, after start checks, fuel controls are run. Okay, parking brake is still set. Tow vehicles are away. Left and right hydraulic pumps. Remember, we did not turn L and R on. They are now. Okay, anti-ice. Not going to need it just yet. Left and right bleed switches, 1 and 2. Packs back on. Verify the easiest way is, there we go. And finally, we can turn the APU bleed off, the APU off, and the gen off. We're already on internal power on the engines. And folks, you just watched us go through a cold and dark startup of KC46 from Flight Factor. I hope you enjoyed it. Now we're going to get ourselves taxiing to the run. Okay, taxi checklist. Auto brakes. RTO. Taxi lights will turn on in a second. Okay, remember I said we set our altimeter here to 3005. I'm verifying it's still there. Hang on a second, make this a little easier on me. KBLV. Not worried about the route on this page. Okay, so MidAmerica Scott is 3005. Okay, if by chance, well, let me just do it. Let's just show how that works. Okay, Set this one back to 299. There we go. Okay, you're going to get an altitude disagree. Why? Because this one is different than this one. Now, easy. Okay, just spin it up right there. However, if you're in a hurry, coming through transition, coming down, see this little set screw there? Click it, and it will set this side to whatever that is. I do this. This set screw will set it to what this one is. So it makes it a little easier for you in the cockpit, because sometimes a lot is going on. We may be in the middle in clouds. We may have to, be setting headings and altitudes and who knows what. So we may have our hands full. So that's why we do it. It's carry FSS. Hang on a second, folks. Something weird just came up. All right. I'm not sure what carry FSS is. I was just making sure it wasn't where we are, and it is not. Okay, so we are headed to the Wichita area, which just happens to have a couple of aircraft. We'll see what's going to happen. All right, so we got the altimeter set. Our VORs are all auto on that one. Hang on. Of course not. And auto over here. Here's your VORs, folks. NavRad only was not even on this one. So you got to set them. Flight directors on. MCP, we need to set it. 153 will go 163. How about we set our heading first to the runway? Then we'll set 163. There we go. My bad. I'm used to the speed right here, and that's why I went right for it. All right, altitude. We don't have ATC, so we're going to 30,000. Normal clearances are anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 here out of Scott MidAmerica. Just not today. All right, so stab trim. Everyone loves to set this one because it's an easy one to figure out. 4.4. 4.4. Just toggle your electric trim if you have it on your stick or whatever you use. Flaps, 5. Okay, flap levers, 5. Gauge, right here, we got to make sure we go to 5. EFIS control panel, all right. Should be a 5 here in a minute. There we are. Sad thing is, folks, there are no F4s on display here at our airport. But it looks good. Okay, it looks good. Okay, so the EFIS. Now that is right down here. We have our 200. Oh, excuse me, folks. Oh, okay, so 200, range of 20. I'm going to keep this one at 40. And this will be my terrain setup. Okay. For here, we're going to set it for radar. And what did we set for 20? Well, also, well, we'll set for 20. Okay. And then down here, oh wait, we can't be on radar right now. We'll go to radar. That's good on that. And we'll keep terrain off as well until we're at the runway. There we go. All right, we're ready to go, folks. We've got to do our elevator checks, our flight controls. Again, click down here, status, your left, your right, down, up, and we're going to taxi. Power up, back to engines. And out we go. Not sure if you're all hearing the engine noises or not. That's good if you are. I forgot to set the speakers before, and I think it's not coming through the stream, but that's okay. Okay, and out we go. All right, folks. So hope you're enjoying. Again, if you are enjoying this, I'd love you to hit subscribe and the like button. Hey, also hit that notify so that way you'll know when a new video is released to Flying with Mike here on YouTube. As we taxi out to 32 left. Now, if we were going longer distances, heavier, and couldn't handle 8,000 feet, or it's wet maybe, we can taxi straight ahead and do the little S over to 32 right, little longer taxi. But for this little short 1 hour hop, folks, shouldn't be bad. All right, so again, thank you so much for watching, and look forward to many more flights. This just helps if you hit that subscribe and like button, thumbs up it. That helps me to know content to kind of work around to put up here on YouTube. Also, if you'd like to watch us live, folks, we do put a live stream on a lot of days of the week. I work a 24-hour, 48-hour off shift, meaning I'm on 24, off 48. So I do get to put quite a bit of content up live. And then that content comes up in YouTube as well. But you just aren't catching it live. If you want to be a part of that, scroll down, look at the Twitch information, click on it. You'll see the next time we're going live, and join us. Plan to join us on Twitch. And if you like us there, hit us with follow over there. So But yeah, we love having y'all here, and we thank each and every one of you for being a part of Flying with Mike here on YouTube. You're just as important as our live stream folks over at Twitch. So thank you so much for being a part of the family. All right, final takeoff checks, folks. Reject takeoff set, auto throttle set, nav VNAV set. We are ready to go. And we need to set Terra on the squawk box. And we'll go ahead now and start turning on our radars. We're ready to go, Scott Tower. Sim Air Force 18 Heavy. Roger, cleared for takeoff, 32 left runway heading 34,000. Okay, we're clear for takeoff. All the lights on. Here we go. Oh, not transmitting, folks. Get out here on the runway. Fix this. Here's one of those little bugs you love coming across. It's not so much a bug, it's just something you always got to be ready for. If you're not able to transmit receive on VATSIM, check your microphone settings both in X-Pilot, X-planers, and in your airplane. Meaning, this isn't lit up. If this isn't pulled and turned up, you may not hear. Meaning you need to see those highlighted. Okay, here we go. Scott Air Force Base traffic, Sim Air Force 118, I'm sorry, 18 Heavy, departing 32 left. Coming up on the power to 50%. What I do is go right to the top of the bottom circle there where you see the needle coming up. When we're aligned and even, brakes off, toga, and it's right here, this set screw. All right, here we go. Powered up. Okay. Here we go, folks. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots. Control on the stick. B1. Oh, not yet. 100. Taking our time. I'm starting to think we're going to be pretty doggone close. B1. Rotate. We had about 1,000 feet. Aussie rate. Gear up. Okay. I am going to go ahead. Oh, way wrong on that. Just realized how horrible that was in a setting. All right, we're going to go ahead. Autopilot's on. Go into climb. 2. And once we get past this F in the scale, we'll then retract. Hope y'all are enjoying a fun ride out of here. You know what? We're just going to go, why not? LNAV. There we go. We're just about past where we can start retract. Flaps 1. All right, there we go, folks, on course. Weather radar is still kind of problematic here. I do want to see how well we see things down here. This is one of the sceneries that X-Plane did update and did a really, I mean, I'll give it a pretty good job of doing St. Louis. So that's why I'm just wanting to look here how the city right ahead of us is actually Lambert. I'm about to call us, let's see here. Cahokia Airport is right over there, folks. Downtown St. Louis, and there is where the arch and all would be. It's not a huge addition, but it's not a bad addition. The arches, at least, they're what I call stuff that lets you know where you are. Things we used to see in that other sim, but you know, they just kind of got left behind. And I am going to go direct, folks. We're going to go direct, Claire, and execute. Right on down the Mississippi River. Let's see what we see. There's the downtown area. But again, a fair representation of St. Louis. Could it have been more? Would have loved to have seen more. But hey, we got the arch. You can kind of make out right here. The stadium. The train station would have been here. Of course, the soccer stadium wasn't around when they came up with it. And right out under the wings there is downtown, St. Louis downtown airport. So, again, not bad. Could it have been better? Everything could be better, folks. But overall, the flavor is there, and good job, Laminar. I'm giving them a good job. I mean, and here's Lambert off our nose. So, I mean, overall, a good job. Now, I have an add-on right now for Lambert. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but there's some things I wish they'd have thought about with Lambert. But then again, you could say that about any airport, folks. I mean, who remembers Air Force or military bases? Since we're flying in a military operation here, who remembers how military bases looked in simulators prior to the release of these two, X-Plane 11 and Microsoft? Yeah, one runway for just a runway for the most part. That's right. So horrible. Same with most general aviation airport. Now we're starting to get, where they're actually caring. So, the developers hear us. They just sometimes you got to realize they make it for the mass, not for you. And I know I just offended a lot of you. It is supposed to be made the way I want it. Well, do you have a low-end computer? Probably not. Well, I did for a while, and I was grateful they made it so that computer could enjoy it just as much as anyone else. So think of it that way. It's not necessarily geared for Mr. Mondo Condo. I have a high-powered gaming computer. Might be for that kid who wants to learn how to fly, but all he has is, a computer that is barely capable. And yet X-Plane runs decently on it. So you got to look at it in both angles there on the scale. And I think Laminar has done a really good job. That was my one. I still want to complain that they don't have the big key items that people would key on. Everywhere you go, a lot of these places have key landmarks to them. And it'd be nice if they kept those there. Even some of the airports have key things to them that lets you know, yep, that's that airport. And it may, and it can be so small, folks, like Lambert with the dome terminal. I don't know some of the other airports. Denver with its tent-like main concourse. Stuff like that. You just little things like that. So, but anyway, folks, I babbled. I know. And now we're at 18,000 and on course. And again, we'll just set that and set that. See what I mean? How that makes it so easy? Pilots go, wish we had that on the set screw. All right, folks. So we are on our way. I'm going to kind of sit back a little bit as we climb out. Let you all enjoy the ride. And you know what? I am going to get back in here one more time. Those don't need to be on now. And I think we are ready to go. All right, folks, we're back with you. We've leveled off. We're in the cruise portion of our flight. A short hop over to Wichita, basically. I'm going to go ahead and click on the engine anti-ice because we are going to get into some weather. Otherwise, we should be good to go here. Seatbelt sign will come off for now. And let's just get into setting up our FMC and our flight into Wichita. Okay. Sim Toolkit will be our animal again to help us through this. It's really a one-stop shop here, folks. You can do so much with this. Add your NavGraph charts, folks. If you update your FMCs, you got NavGraph right there to add a little bit more money to your subscription, but you got worldwide charts. SkyVector comes with it. You can add your SimBrief account and DATIS. Let's just take a look, see if Wichita is in here. I think that's ICT. I don't know if they are. No, it doesn't look like it. All right. Well, if they were, you could pull up one. Let's just El Paso. This is the actual ATIS right now. You can add this site to here and use it, so it is truly a one-stop shop. So really cool. And then, of course, all your flight planning, logbook, as you'll see at the end here, we'll go over our landing. And those of us that stream and other tools here, unbelievable for everyone. And boy, folks, they charge you an arm and a leg for this to have it. Yeah, I mean, it's so expensive, you don't spend a dime on it. It is free. So, folks, really, you don't hear that in the flight sim world much. Free. Got a free product here. All right, so getting into it, NavGraph. Again, one-stop shop here for charts. If you're flying in Greece, if you're flying in Russia, China, you name it, they've got the charts usually for you. Very few airports I've run into where they don't. And usually they're little GAs that don't have them. All right, so we're going into IAB in Wichita McConnell Air Force Base. Okay, currently, I forgot to show you the new feature. You can click here. It's going to give you the weather currently. Okay, so currently, and this is as of 0255, real quick. I'm going to nail down 0255. So it's about an hour old. It's getting close. Here's the weather. 060 at 7, 10 miles visibility. Overcast to 4,400. Let's try that again. 4,700, but our ceiling set at 3,200 feet. Few clouds there below. So it's going to be fun to fly in, but we got 10 miles of visibility. Again, it shows even the breakdown of what it's saying. Now let's just say there was ATC there. You would get the ATIS. Now by ATC I mean IVAO, VATSIM, Pilot's Edge. I don't think they come out this far, but they might. You'd get an ATIS, whatever is being reported at that moment. So it's pretty cool to have that there. So we now know 060 at 7, so the ones are a good option. Now, I'm even going to go ahead and take the one right approaches. Even though I know we got an ILS on the parallel. And I didn't see any NOTAMs preventing this, so. All right, so RNAV, SimHool, we'll add. Okay, so there you have it, folks. You're going to come off DOSOA, heading directly to SimHool, and then right onto the RNAV track onto the runway. Okay, very simple. And down here, as you look below, you see it adds it here. Now, if we did an ILS and there were Cat 2 and 3 for that particular approach, they'd come down too in case ceiling drops on you. Okay, so we're going to be doing this RNAV approach to 1 right. At or above 5,000. Oh, you know what? Let's do this properly. My bad. Hide this. All right. So here. What? That says D8. Hang on. I did not see I8. Was I even looking for IAB? I'll bet you I wasn't. No, it's not on here. That's weird. Anyway, shocked because even a digital ATIS would show up there. So anyway, Wichita approach. Here we go. We're not coming in. We're coming on east of the TACAN. Above and below gives you all of these frequencies, your tower, your ground. We're worried about this line. We know it's an RNAV approach, so there's no localizer to tie on. Final approach is 5 degrees from Hepdu. That's at 3,000 feet or higher, so you don't have to be on the glide for it. 1,653 feet above the ground. Okay, so our minimums or decision altitudes, my bad, decision altitudes. MS, and it's the same point in the sky, folks. Keep that in your mind. It's that same point up here. It's either read from mean sea level or from above the ground right below it. So, 1,740 feet above sea level or mean sea level. So you're above sea level at 1,740 feet, or your decision height above the ground. Again, we're talking the same area of space above it, 393 feet. Let's call it 400. Add 7 feet of cushion to. So there you have it. There's your airport, and that's why you see the discrepancies. Climbing right-hand turn to Wichita and hold. Okay. So again, Simla at or above 5,000 to Hockett, to Hepdu at or above 3,000 inbound. Okay, we're looking at about 5 miles from Hepdu, so we're going to be coming down 2.96 degrees to our missed approach point. For this aircraft, we're probably around 140, so plan that for your visual vertical speed. We'll get English working yet. We got a SALR to deal with here for lights, PAPIs, and there's our missed approach. PAPIs are on the left side. Be careful with close runways like this. All right, so we need at least in the METAR, ceiling, broken or overcast. Those are what set a ceiling above 400 feet, 393 to be exact. We need an RVR or a visual of 3/4 of a mile or more for this. Okay, so that's what's required for it, folks. So if any of these parameters don't meet, guess what? We go somewhere else, like Kansas City. And that is supposed to be VFR. Okay. All right, so there's your charts. Now, we got to put this, I just did what I did not want to do. Sorry, folks. All right, so there's us coming in. We're getting close to DOSOA, so we need to get this loaded in. Get over here. Let me get rid of it real quick so we can do this. All right, so we just clicked departures and arrivals, but we still see BLV. Click index. click IAB arrivals. We're going to go to 1 right. GPS RNAV. Simul. Execute. Now check your legs. Make sure your heading is close in case it starts turning. Shouldn't, but it could. Sometimes what'll happen when you bring this up, it'll read and start turning you back to the last fix to go again. That's why I'm ready with heading select over here. All right, lastly, let's get our initial. Let's do this 2 parts. Top Cat. That's right, folks, it does landings too. Landing, update. Again, just getting my reading the METAR. You all can't see, but it's 0670 at 7/18/30/08. And I'm going to go with a wet. I don't know if it'll show me that METAR or not. No, it's not. I'm going to go wet just to be safe. Auto land. We're not auto landing, but sometimes it gives me more data. So we're coming into McConnell. 1 right. Final heading is 08. Okay, we are set up. $82 miles top of descent. So you can see the urgency, folks. We pretty much get up and then we come down. I am going to plan no higher than 6,000 feet at SUMA and then go in from there. So we click compute. Okay, just making sure you're all seeing this. And 141. That's pretty good. We need at least 7,500 feet of runway, and that'll leave us about 4,500 feet of the runway. So we can plan our braking. I've got it set for auto 3, and I'm going to keep with it, but I could always disengage and let it roll out to the end. Because folks, when you boil it down, there isn't a lot we can work with there. Okay, let me pull Sim Toolkit last second here, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so we're coming in 1 right. We're going to get past Charlie here. So let me blow it up so that way you can see. So we're going to be here. We're going to just roll on down to 12,000. Well, we might make Charlie, but I'm thinking we're not. I know we're not going to make Delta. If we do, that's going to be some seriously hard braking. And then we'll park in here. Anywhere in this part of the ramp. Okay. All right, so I hope you've enjoyed the flight, folks. We are now 60 miles from top of descent. We're going to probably able to see it over here. Yeah, we're on top of descent here. Let's just leave that up there. But yeah, you can see it's right there, top of descent. All right, so here we go into some weather. Let's look outside. A little bit here. See how the weather is evolving. I want you to look here, folks. The Cirrus, I mean, I can see a couple little issues with it, but you know what? This looks amazing for default weather, folks. Again, keep it in mind. This is geared to anyone, not just your mega computer, to that guy next door that has one that's just right at the minimum specs. Outstanding. Look at the Cirrus. I mean, you could get into, well, the thunderstorms don't look right and all. Well, you know, I could critique any sim like that, folks. Even the real world sims that these guys use. But look at that. That just looks amazing. Just amazing. The wing flex, I think, could still use some work, but again, it just flat out astonishing how well they've done it. I'm just, you know, it just really, they've done it. It's just a great job. Now, I can only imagine you throw an active sky at it, or one of, I forget the other one someone told me to try. I just can't imagine the, what, if, how much improvement you get on this. Because, folks, this looks really good. And I can tell you from experience, in 06, which is what we're in one of the betas, I forget the airport we were at, but we had a lightning strike right next to the airplane. Okay, that's cool in itself. The thunder that came right off of it was dead on, spot on, when it should have, scared the crap out of me. And folks, that's when you know you're getting it right. So kudos to the team there at Laminar. Great job there, Austin. You all deserve to take a bow because you've done a great job. All right, top of descent's coming up, folks. It's on the chart now. You can see it off DOSOA. We'll probably start just a little ahead to make sure we get down to at least 6,000 feet so that we can slide right onto the RNAV approach. So, but yeah, just pat yourselves on the back, guys. You've done a phenomenal job. All right, and we're going to probably be in this view for quite a bit of the approach just because there's not going to be much to see outside, but wow. I mean, the clouds right now, just amazing. Right? 10 mile. Hang on. We, oh my gosh. Back in winter time, folks, we were at Colorado Springs here on the sim. The aircraft were iced over from the rain that had fallen, and it was, I mean, it just little things like that, folks. You could see the ice on the windshields. That was just outstanding. Those little details, folks, like you see the trees waving in the wind. I'm waiting for them to get the grass waving with the wind. I listened to a little post that Austin put out about what it will take to do that, what it took to do the trees, and then what will it take to do grass. So just, oh, neat to hear the things coming. So hope you all enjoy X-Plane 12 and that to come, because folks, got a long way to go with X-Plane 12. All right, we're going to roll out here, and I am going to go ahead and start setting up for 6,000 feet. And then I'll show you how to set her into the descent. A couple of ways to do it. All right, look at that definition to the only thing. If I was to have to tell them something I don't like, the cumulus clouds, I haven't really seen a good anvil coming off and a good column of cloud, but that could be what active sky is for. So, all right, here we go, folks. We're just about there. 10 miles out, I'm going to start. So let me show you how you can do this. Okay, you can do it one of two, actually two ways that I know of. You've got descend right here. Click descent now. You could also set the sim to pause at top of descent if you know you're going to be busy and you need a couple seconds. Boom. But you can click here. You could also should be able to click F flight level change. But if that doesn't work, click VNAV. If that doesn't work, just go to the old standby, click VS, set down, and you're good to go. Okay, we are 7 miles out. I'm just going to click descend now, and down we go. Again, hope you're enjoying. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, folks. Thumbs up it. I wish you could thumbs up it a lot, but you can't. But folks, we really appreciate y'all watching. Special edition of Flying with Mike, YouTube only. So thank you guys so much for being a part of Flying with Mike, and look forward to many more flights with y'all. Who knows? Maybe we can get you over on the live side, or I come around and try to figure out how to go live on YouTube. We have a nice get together in the air. All right, so currently we're only coming down at 1,000 feet a minute. All right, so what I want to do, I don't like doing this, but let's try. What I'm trying to find out is once we cross top of descent here, if we get a steeper descent, because we need to be going down a little steeper. Think we are okay. There we go. That's looking better. So 80 miles. Cool. All right, so now let's shorten that up. All right, folks, kind of keep rolling on here. While we can, let's look outside the airplane. And I can also tell you a little bit more about X-Plane 12. Back in the winter time, I had just gotten it and I'd heard about the icing effects. And folks, I'm here to tell you, it iced up that Tollus A319 twice into St. Louis. And I'm waiting to try it out again, see if things have come around or what it's going to take for me to learn how to do this, because that was wild, folks. I had all the anti-ice on and it still didn't help. So all right, well, here we go, folks. We're starting to penetrate the one line just before that just came through Wichita. Now there's another one getting ready to come through as well. So let's see how this looks on radar. That is always the problematic. Looks like we're coming through at a pretty decent angle. All right, descent checks time, folks, as we're coming through 20,000 feet. Let's see here. FMC set, auto brakes set to 3. EFIS control panel, we're set. Not really, we need to go to 3. It was 340, I said. Off 400, okay. All right, and ILS panel, we don't have to have that set because we're not on one. We're in our descent at 10th transition level, which we are approaching. We need to set 3008. There's the altitude disagree, and there it goes away. 3008. There we go. And we're set to go, folks. Next up will be lights, anti-ice. We're going to okay, let's get the anti-ice on the wings as well, just to be safe. Okay, and we're 40 miles-ish from SIMAF. Yeah, we're going to be working right around a thunderstorm cell, so. And we're in hyperspace, folks. That's what I always like to call it. That's what it looks like. Doesn't matter what sim you're in. Look at that. We're at warp speed, Scotty. Getting a little more. This is where I wish the radars were a little better, but you know, hey. See how this all pans out as we come out at Sumo. Pretty much think we're in it till then, folks, so. Hey, I lied. Look, we popped out. All right, folks, we're coming up to 10,000 feet here shortly, and we'll get the lights on. Now, one thing, folks, when you get into clouds and those strobe lights start beaming off the cloud droplets, folks, you can turn them off. They don't need to be a distraction to you in the cockpit. If you're into clouds, good chance the other plane is going to see you anyway. And if he sees your collision lights, you're going to collide probably. So if they're a problem, turn them off. We'll find out. They probably won't in the daytime, but at night they can really wreak havoc with you. All right, we're going to be slowing here soon, so let's get our lights on. Okay, all lights are on. Anti-ice is still on. Radar is still being finicky. Hang on, turn it down. It's a good level. Okay. All right, so here we go. We should be... I'm taking over. So I don't like it. All right, 240. And speed books. Oh, that looks cool. Now I set 240, folks, because you get under 250, you can sometimes vary your speeds quite a bit. So 240 gives me that 10 knot cushion. Okay, we're at 240, continuing our descent. Okay, seatbelts. Okay, everything's set up, ready to go. Here we go. Starting our penetration. All right. Like I said, I have specific things I want to accomplish on this. So we're going to get this thing down. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and bring it down to 220. Okay, let's go to flaps 5. Okay, here comes our turn. Nice big scary cloud in front of us, folks. And we're starting to break out. All right, I am going to slow us. All right, next tier is 3,000. Okay, we're starting to get under it. I don't see the airport. I've got the airport, barely, but I have it. Just slipped behind the clouds there. Okay, weird. Okay, disengaging autopilot. Got the runways. McConnell Air Force Base traffic, Sim Air Force 18, final for runway 1 right. Runway in sight landing. Wow, look at the way they park them here. Huh. Well, as I haven't said it yet, folks, welcome to McConnell Air Force Base, Kansas, outside Wichita. All right, well, we'll figure out a parking spot here momentarily. This is pretty cool. I don't know if it's real world or not, but all right, let's get that APU fired up. Okay, and let's see, weather radar's off. Rain off. Okay, brakes are set. AP good to go. And folks, we're ready to shut down here. Second on. Welcome again to McConnell, folks. Hope you enjoyed the ride. It was fun to fly. Not sure exactly how many hours we racked on it. We'll find out here. An hour and about an hour 20 minutes. So, all right, engines are off. I'm gonna do one more thing here, folks. Okay, after landing, left and right flight directors can come off. Auto brakes are off, speed brakes down, gens are all on. Okay, and finally, we're all done. All right, folks. Well, again, welcome to McConnell. Let's take a look outside the aircraft. We are actually going to attempt it. I don't know if it'll let us. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to just go ahead and begin the wrap up here. And I'm going to go ahead and kill the music, mainly because I want to make sure, not talking over anything. All right, so we can get rid of that. But folks, overall, this was a fun flight. I just want to check to see if anyone was out there, uh, saw me maybe flying, is here shooting a. Oh, not there. I'm here now. There we go. Does not appear so. Okay. So we're going to go ahead, disconnect off VATSIM, and talk about the flight here for a little bit. All right, let me clear this before I bring it online. I'm very happy with these numbers, folks. Hang on a second. All right, there we go. And Sim Toolkit. All right, so there's Sim Toolkit. Now the flight ended and auto-filed right here at 118 feet a minute for the landing. Here's the routing we took. Viewing details. Got an hour and 20 minutes roughly in. 355 miles. There's our fuel burn in kilos. 118 feet a minute, 1.25 speed. I think a little hot. Overall, though, not bad. Now, the thing about SimTool, remember I told you it's really good at showing you what you did on your approach? This is how. Okay, here's our runway, folks. There's the threshold. There's where we touch down. Here's where you aim in visual. Okay, actually, your glide tower, glide slope, and PAPIs are geared to put you pretty close to here. All right. And then that's where we actually touch down. Now we're on a 12,000 foot runway, folks. Plenty of room if we went long. However, we didn't. We actually only went 2,200 feet down the runway, and we're only 5 feet off the center line. That is, I'm super happy. And then you can kind of see all the KC46s parked here. So they kind of got them parked wrong. You're supposed to park this way. Yeah. We're not squabbling over that. I'm just showing it. All right, so there you have it, folks, how this can be a really good tool. I mean, look, your pitch was 2.71. Your roll should have been on a heading of an 11. I'm sorry, on an 8.4. I was heading 11. That's because of a compliments of a crosswind. So it all worked out for the best here, folks. All right, so really in that mindset, that was a good landing. Okay. Other than that, folks, we checked in here with Sim Toolkit. I'm sorry, with Sim Air Force, and we're going to find out how we did with them here. I'm not going to be able to show that information, but hang on a second, clear that. And just wanted to look, I'll let them clear it up. 1.16 hours, landing rate minus 93. Folks, I'll take it. You guys can do with it as you want there at Sim Air Force. I am going to try, but I'm not going to guarantee. We'll go ahead and try to rewind this. They're notorious for problems with crashing to desktop here. Okay. Do a couple checks here to see how we did. That's actually a pretty good spot. We'll put some music on in the background. Not sure we'll be able to hold it very long, but we'll see what we get. Weather conditions changed from when we came in. Here we go, folks. Got a little low on the approach. All right, not the greatest of greatest bounces, but not bad. Let's go back one more time. We'll look at it from the other side of the runway. Slow-mo for you. Really a nice approach, folks. Really, just the fact that was low just kind of irritates me, but let's take a look at it from here. Never noticed that with the Pappies. I'll have to watch how they just kind of do as you passed them. That was a really, I mean, not a bad approach. Not bad. Last one. And then we'll start trying to wrap this up for y'all. Folks, it's been a pleasure flying for you today. Just a wonderful, wonderful flight with some simulated Air Force. Folks, if you're into VSOAs, you're into the special operations, there's someone to check out. Check down in the bottom. You'll get the how to get a hold of them. Check them out, see if it's something you're thinking about. So we'll head out, watch it one more time. We'll try it from the tower and see what happens. That looks potentially good. So, but check them out, folks. They're really a good bunch of folks. If you like flying military aircraft, granted, you're going combat head-to-head, you know, DCS is always your best. But if you're looking to just fly on VATSIM in an F-16 or a C-130 or, hey, KC46, check them out, folks. There you are. Welcome in the Pegasus KC46. Folks, again, thank you so much for flying. Folks, I can't say it enough. Click that subscribe button, smash that like button. Let us know you liked what you saw today. All right, and folks, with that, we'll wrap things up. I hope you all have a great day, great night, and you know what? We'll see you again here at Flying with Mike as we take you back on the ramp where we were parked and start unloading this beast. Y'all have a great day. Thanks again. Subscribe and like, and we'll see you next time. God bless you. Again, God bless. We'll see you again.